welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, they tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new episode of Kaiju Conversation. It's almost been a year. So, our friends are no longer podcasting regularly on their Kaiju show. I know Michael has the power trip. Travis is going to get through Henshin Men. And then I think they're going to start wrapping that up. And then, of course, they've got Kaiju Ramen Media, their guest appearances, all that good stuff. So, they're not gone, but it is sad to see them officially announcing that they're done for now. But we do wish them luck, and I will always support them through everything because they are good friends of the podcast. So now is the perfect time for Kaiju Conversation to come back, and we are going to first start with a welcome back because we've been gone for so long. I feel like we should just explain ourselves.
Welcome back, Elijah.
Welcome back, Rex. I've not been permanently gone. I have guested on a few things. But I know you haven't, so you've got a lot more explaining to do than I do. But if you want to, we can go ahead and get started here. Do you want to talk about what we've done? Where would you like to start, Rex?
Yeah, I guess probably what we've done.
Okay.
As much as I can remember, at least.
Okay. And do a slight introduction because we might be getting some new people and they might be like, who are these two? What do they do?
Oh, well, hi there, new viewers. I am Rex. I am the editor and I guess in a way the co-host of this podcast.
I mean, you're really the only person who regularly comes on, so you're you are the co-host. You're the only one who can deal with my stuff this much. He's the one who makes it so I don't come across as a lunatic.
Yeah,
most of the time.
The one who makes him sound at least somewhat sane. God, it's been since I think the last episode I recorded with you was in August.
Son of Kong, wasn't it? Son of Kong.
Yeah, it was Son of Kong.
Yeah, which let me go here to my Spotify and pull up August of 2021.
God, I hate the fact that that's been 11 months already. It does not feel like it at all.
It does not. It really doesn't. We just kind of let things go, and it just kept getting worse.
It feels like it was at most maybe 6 months ago. But then not really.
Yeah. And then we did do that announcement, and I guess I did. You just kind of edited it.
Yeah.
And then I did the crossover with Nathan, but
yeah, no, I haven't done too much that I could share. Watched a fair bit of movies and shows,
Yeah. You've been writing a little bit, haven't you?
A little on yeah, a bit, yeah. Not as much as I wish I was, but life makes you busy sometimes.
And where have you been writing?
Well, I've been reporting some news stories on the Tokusatsu network. pretty cool place and some pretty cool people there too.
That's been fun. And I know you've got an upcoming project. I'm going to kind of transition into my stuff here. I know you've got an upcoming project you're also working on, but
Yeah,
we can't really talk about it. But it is pretty exciting.
it is pretty cool.
And we're both working on it, which is really cool. But besides that little teaser right there, I've been very busy, which is kind of why we haven't been doing much. Though I have guested on a few podcasts. I've done. I was on It Came From a Monster Movie podcast and did the Green Slime. That was a fun episode. I don't know if they kept everything. There's some pretty wild stuff in there, I say.
Interesting.
There's some quotes in there that if they kept it, yeah, it's quite exciting. I was also on the Monster Island Film Vault. I did an episode on Godzilla King of the Monsters, 1956.
The one that you wouldn't trash.
The good one. Yeah. I was on the Henshinman podcast to do Mechanical Violator Hikaider, the director's cut. I was also on Warning from Space for Kaiju Weekly. And I think that's about it. I haven't done too much, but I've been trying to do a little. I'm also working on a few projects. I've been writing a few scripts and whatnot. But the biggest thing that was kind of keeping me from podcasting was back last year in August. I got the opportunity to be the stage manager on a production of Little Shop of Horrors, the musical. So I got to keep track of literally everything. I got upgraded, or I got promoted to being the assistant director. So I got to also work with the actors and all that and help make some creative decisions. I worked on building the set, which was really fun. My favorite part, to be honest, was working with the suit actor for the Audrey too.
I imagine that would be your favorite part.
Anything
involving the big monster.
I spent like 3 days with him, and I was working really hard with him to like get it animated, and we did a really good job. A lot of people complimented the animation and how accurate the puppet was moving to our voice actor who was off stage. It was really fun. That I really liked doing that. I liked working with our main actor who played Seymour. That was fun. I got to do a little bit of acting coaching, which is interesting because I don't like acting. But I know what I want, so I liked being able to coach and direct him. And I did get to do some voice acting for it. I got to play the voice Not Unlike God and the DJ for WSKID. So that was pretty exciting. I spent a lot of time on that, which is why I was not available. But it was it was a fun experience, and I got to work with two directors that had worked on professional performances. I got to work with some amazing technical directors and learn a lot, which in a way I think is the gateway to the project that I'm working on now, because now I feel more comfortable directing.
Yeah.
Then I got to I don't like acting, but I got pushed to perform um, in a play, which was interesting. I got a lot of compliments for my acting. Apparently, I'm a good actor. But I did that. It was a small one.
I mean, you are the star of Zillafoot, so.
Oh, did we? Was that after August? I don't think we've talked about that. I don't think I've ever mentioned that.
I don't know. When was that really? Wasn't that 2020?
It might have been. I just don't think
remember.
I've ever publicly said that. I don't think I have. Well, in case I didn't, I was also in a kaiju movie. I got to work with John Milgore, who just released his newest movie, Ouija Shark 2, I believe.
I don't think it's out yet. It's just
it is in Japan. It is in Japan.
Oh, it's out in Japan already. Damn.
Yeah. So I got to work with him, which is really fun. He's also the suit actor for Konga in Konga TNT.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I got to work with him on
What do you know?
Zillafoot, the film that SRS Cinema released, the extended cut to on Blu-ray, DVD, and VHS recently. By recently, I mean like it was about a year ago, I'd say. A year and a half ago.
I'm pretty sure it was like 2020. I could be completely wrong. I have no sense of time.
Which was fun. I got to do that. After the little shop and the play I was in, I got to be stage manager on a Neil Simon play. Which in that one I worked a lot closer with the actors.
Mm-hmm.
That one had some production issues and it wasn't as good as it could have been, but I really enjoyed working with the actors one-on-one.
Yeah. I mean, take what you can get from the experience, am I right?
Exactly. And I am now in contact with some people who can possibly get me some jobs in this field, which is fun.
Nice.
Speaking of which, I also went on a job shadow for a advertisement production for a day.
That's
got to learn how that works, and which was fun because I got to see like the paperwork that goes with setting this stuff up and how working with producers works and all that, which was really interesting.
Yeah.
I got to continue working in the class. Oh, I guess August. Yeah. So I also took a film class, made a short film, worked on some advertisements for some small companies, small businesses.
Yeah, my class has mostly just done a couple commercials and like a PSA. I have some fun memories from that.
See, so you also did some cool stuff.
Yeah.
You also got to work. I got to work on a few other short films. I think I ended up producing four.
Yeah.
I've got one.
But did your class ever tie tie three of the actors to chairs?
No, we never did that. But I did jump somebody. And the somebody was like 4'1", and I'm a 6'1" person. So it was kind of intimidating. And he said he was legitimately scared for his life. So
good work.
But yeah, so I did that, and I've written for Kaiju Ramen Media, the website, and I've written for Kaiju Ramen Magazine. Speaking of which, the next issue should be coming out soon.
Oh yeah.
I've got another short film in almost done. All I have to do is some recording, get some editing software, put it back into Premiere Pro, and edit some voiceover work, and it's done. So I've got that going.
I need to make a short film sometime.
It's a lot of fun. Just do not do a one shot. Those are difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then I got a bit of a gig writing for some charity. I haven't had any updates on it, but I got to write a review for it, which was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
I got to write a review for a kaiju movie.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then let's see. And then I guess the most recent thing is when this episode drops, G-Fest is literally the week of this recording. I got a panel. I will be on the Kaiju YouTubers and Podcasters panel on Sunday at 4 p.m., which is partly why we're releasing this episode, because then it makes it look like I've actually done something. And I'm not the only one up there that's like, I haven't uploaded anything in over a year, almost a year. I'll be like, boy, I just dropped an episode the other day, 2 days ago. Check out my podcast at Kaiju Conversation on Spotify.
What are you, a wannabe rapper?
Snap back to reality. Up there goes gravity. Up there goes rabbity. That was my Eminem impersonation.
I was going to say that's racist, but Eminem's white.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do... I am not racist. You better lose yourself to the music. You own it. You never, ever let it go. Oh. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself. That's going to end up in the bloopers, isn't it?
Who knows? Maybe it'll appear in the final episode.
Oh, dear God. We'll see. Oh, dear God. We have been recording for almost an hour, and we haven't even gotten past the first subject.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So to wrap up, I've been really busy, but I've been doing the stuff I want to do. I'm taking a gap year, and then I'm going to go to college.
Oh, nice.
To get an associate's in art, and then go to a 4-year college and get my master's in film. So I got that going for me. And I'm trying to work on some films in the meantime, and see if I can work on some other stuff for some companies. I've got something coming up we've alluded to that is going to be really exciting, and I'm happy that I've been given this chance to conduct what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you'll still see me in hopefully every issue of Kaiju Ramen, along with this podcast, because I like doing this stuff. And we're back. Speaking of this podcast, I'm going to segue this right into the updates for the podcast.
Wow, so smooth.
I know, right? The logo's been updated. It's a little more professional. It's not slightly off center, and it's all the proper pixels and whatnot. It's great when you take a class and you learn how to do this stuff. It really helps.
My media class I've been in for like 3 years, and in terms of Photoshop, I haven't learned a single thing that I didn't already know.
Oh dear God. I'd go crazy.
Yeah. It's interesting.
But we've got that going. The intro you heard to this episode is not going to be our new intro. It's just our temporarily one.
Or is it?
I wish we could have. We have worked. Rex and I have went back and forth, and we have worked out the perfect intro. We spent a good few hours probably in total talking and writing this out.
It's certainly interesting.
And I cannot wait. It's going to be so good.
Oh boy.
And some of our friends are going to understand the inside joke, but you don't need the inside joke because it's just a joke in general. That is one thing I want. I was actually going to get to that. I think we were a little more what's the word I'm looking for? I want us to be more relaxed, more just like, yeah, we're not professionals. We're having fun. And I'm crazy.
I mean, I think I made it clear earlier that I'm having fun.
Yeah. So like that is another thing is I want people to realize, or I want people to feel like we're here to have fun and not just be
Like
talking heads.
I'm most certainly not in my professional voice.
Yeah, and like there will be times where like this film was released in 1968 on August 1st. It stars Momoko Kochi, whatever.
Yeah.
But I also want this to just be fun. I want us to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this whole episode, I've been spoofing
Is
Welcome
us
Back
just
Carter.
having fun.
Yeah, and like there's a little kaiju talk in here, but I also just want everybody
just
to
the
like
conversation part of the title.
Yeah. It's like we haven't had a conversation in a while, and I want people to know.
Maybe that's
who
why.
we are.
Maybe that's why there's a question mark in the "Welcome Back, Kaiju."
Kaiju, yeah. We will talk a little kaiju.
Oh yeah,
not
definitely.
a lot, but this is just like here we go.
Here we go.
Exactly. So just expect that. We're also going to go to once a month because we are both
Busy.
living life. Yeah. And like if we can squeeze in a bonus or something, sure.
Yeah.
But we're going to stay monthly for a while.
Until it's more feasible for the most.
Yeah. I want to podcast, but I don't want to push away everything else.
Yeah. I mean, life comes first, frankly, so...
Yeah. So expect a more relaxed, a more casual, fun. If you like our personalities, then you'll get at least once a month. You'll get bloopers. You'll get an episode. Maybe a bonus. And then you can still interact with us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord.
You just got to stick around to find out,
Exactly. So yeah, it's just we're going to be a lot more chill. We're going to have more fun. We're just going to be here for the ride. The next episode will be about a kaiju film. I don't think we've decided on what we want yet. I don't think we've actually talked about what we're doing past this episode, but we've got time.
We should probably discuss that sometime soon.
Yeah. But I might record like a, hey, we're here live at G-Fest, or I guess it won't be live. Yeah, I'm here at G-Fest, and I might do a post G-Fest like response video.
Can't believe you didn't buy me a ticket.
Look, man, I'm not paying for you to travel all the way from down under to up here. You gotta get a passport too. I'm not gonna pay for that. So yeah, that's kind of what to expect, and just bear with us and work with us, and we will bring you the best content possible. But now that we've kind of got that out of the way, I never even said who I'm Elijah. I'm the host. I kind of am scatterbrained. I forgot to say who I am.
I think we're both being very scatterbrained in this recording.
Yeah, but it's casual.
Yeah.
Like we had an outline and we're like, podcast today? Yeah. Okay. But I'm the host. I am a little crazy and I'm obsessed with kaiju. I think
everyone noticed both of those parts.
Yeah. Though today I'm not wearing a kaiju shirt. Usually I am. Today I'm wearing an MTV shirt.
Well, I'm not wearing one right now, but
probably. You're not wearing a shirt?
No, I'm wearing a shirt, but not a kaiju one.
I just thought you were like, nobody's gonna see this in my shirt. Just chilling in my room, shirtless, recording a podcast.
It's cold here. It's winter.
It's summer. It's very hot.
Look at you, Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah. But I think we've talked enough about the conversation part. We should segue a bit into the kaiju part.
Yes.
Kind of talking about movies we've watched, TV shows, things we've been collecting, stuff coming out that we're excited for. So, Rex, do you want to start? What would you like to start with? Do you want to talk about movies? Do you want to talk about collecting TV shows?
Probably movies and TV shows.
Okay. So I'm trying to think if I've been watching a bit of Tokusatsu, but to be honest, since like November, I haven't had a lot of time.
Yeah.
But I have, like, I finished Kikaida.
Oh, yeah.
I've watched Zero. I've been watching a lot of indie stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I have a list here of all the Toku I've watched. Because I wanted to keep track of it. I watched both Zero movies. I watched Taikaida, The Great Buddha Arrival, Nezra 1964, Slipmouth Woman, Omiyuji, Tetsuo the Bullet Man, Ju-on, Dead or Alive, Moonchild, As the Gods Will, Zombie Dead, Junk, Ju-on 2.
Oh, yeah.
So those are all the Tokusatsu films I've watched so far this year.
Mm-hmm. A couple of them I've watched too, like Ju-on 2 and Nezra. I watched the first Ju-on in preparation for Ju-on 2 since I literally I couldn't really remember it. It sort of came back to me though when I was watching it.
Yeah,
I need to watch the other Ju-on movies like The Curse sometime, but I'll get to those someday.
Yeah, I need to try and locate White Ghost, Black Ghost.
Yeah.
And then I need to watch Ju-on Origins on Netflix.
Oh, Ju-on Origins, that's that's great. I can't wait to see how you react to that. I'm looking forward to it.
I don't want to spoil how I felt about Ju-on because we might do, because I'm really big about October. We might do like 2 episodes in October, and I think it'd be cool if we did Ring Ju-on, like one at the beginning of the month, one at the end. So I don't want to spoil my opinion on Ju-on, but my reaction to Ju-on.
I mean, I'm down for any sort of J-horror episode in October.
Of course.
I love horror.
One every week. Just turn into a weekly podcast for a month. But it was quite interesting, the Ju-on films. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I really want to keep it a surprise. So have you watched a lot of Toku?
I've watched a fair bit. I've slowed down like in the past couple weeks because of a slight bit of burnout with TV shows, but I've seen a Kamen Rider Kuga, Gaim. I think I mentioned I was watching that last time. I finished that. Kamen Rider Build. I've started Ultra Q because I never actually got around to watching that series, so I've started that. I'm about halfway through at the moment. I'm quite enjoying it. I've watched I watched Mikazuki, Giant Robot Mikazuki, which is pretty cool. It's Keita Amamiya's show. You can never go wrong with him, and it's got some of the best miniatures you'll see in like the 2000s for Tokusatsu. Very high budget show. Outside of that, I've watched a fair few movies like Nezra, of course. Some of like the Kamen Rider movies, not all of them. Like sometimes I'll watch like one, like I'll watch Kamen Rider Build be the one, like the main movie, but I haven't really watched most of the side things because I just didn't feel like sitting through them.
Yeah, you're just a fake fan.
Yeah, definitely. I watched
my little gatekeeper.
I watched Ultraman's Trigger the movie, episode Z, or Z. Ultraman Zurf as well. I recently watched just last week, actually.
Hmm.
Oh, and on top of that, how could I forget? I rewatched the original King Kong, which was pretty fun, and I've caught up with a couple '60s Toho movies that I'd somehow never gotten around to until around May this year, being Gorath and Atragon.
I still need to see Gorath.
Gorath is quite good. I thoroughly enjoyed both movies, so I definitely recommend you see Gorath sometime. I know you
I
would.
it's been on TV, but I haven't like been able to watch it.
Mhm.
But I would love it if somebody could release it because
Yeah,
I would buy that in an instant.
yeah. I will say the only part that like really stuck out for the one part that I really didn't like in Gorath was humorously the Magma scene. It
I mean,
just
the wasn't it Tanaka who said they had to have that scene?
yeah, Tanaka requested it. Yeah, it you can tell it was forced in there. It does not fit in with the movie at all. It's the worst looking scene because the suit is just it just feels like it was done out of obligation, which is a shame because like all the rest of the effects in the movie look great. Gorath has some of the best miniatures that you'll see from like early to mid
Early
'60s Toho.
60s. Mm-hmm.
There's like this one scene in the middle where they're like building, like they're showing the construction of
Mm-hmm.
these facilities, and it really showcases the miniatures. There's just you'll see a lot of different vehicles moving. You'll see construction vehicles like lifting like objects from one place to another. It it feels like they're just showing off. It feels like something you'd see in a show reel, and I absolutely loved
Mm-hmm.
it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I I'm trying to think. See, I've not watched any show at Toku.
Xeno.
So I know, right? The oldest I've watched is I think 1990. Excuse me, 1992 Zerum.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, at least it's Amamiya. I can respect it then.
Right, and actually, like half of the movies I've watched this year that are Toku all have Yokojiro Hotaru in it. Uh, Zerum, Hikaider, Zerum 2, Great Buddha, Rival, Nezra 1964, and Onmayuji all have him in
I
it.
still need to watch Great Buddha, but he was perfectly cast in Nezura. Like genuinely, no better actor to play not Masaichi Nagata. No better choice.
um so yeah, it sounds like we're both kind of in a tokusatsu drought right now. I've also watched Ultraman Leo.
Oh yeah.
And I started Ultraman 80, but I got like 2 episodes in.
Damn.
Yeah, I gotta get back into that. I need to watch some tokusatsu. I think because I'm going to G Fest, I'm gonna have like an 8 hour train ride.
Mhm.
Um, I'm going to probably look into bringing some of my movies to watch um, on the train ride there.
I just need to get a better memory for what else I've watched. Because I've seen a bit more. Like what a this isn't necessarily Toku, but like I've watched some movies with some Toku actors in the
Hmm.
meantime as well. Like I watched Before We Vanish, which is this Kiyoshi Kurosawa film that
Hmm.
stars Rando Yaguchi from Shin Godzilla, so Hiroki Hasegawa,
Hmm.
um, the lead heroine from Shin Ultraman, as well as like one of the
Hmm.
characters from Kamen Rider Gaim. Good movie.
Hmm.
It's like It's like it's a drama film that's sort of about an alien invasion. Like the alien invasion is like completely like in the background of the movie, but it was a good film. I quite enjoyed it a fair bit.
Interesting. You mentioned Shin Ultraman, and since last year we've had a few kaiju movies come out. I don't think we've watched any of them, but we've had.
I mean, it's pretty hard to find any of them at the moment.
Yeah, we've had What to Do with the Dead Kaiju. I think Great Yokai War 2 Guardians just came out when we did our last episode. We have Shin Kamen Rider coming out.
Yeah.
We've had some releases for the new I love Minoru Kawasaki. We haven't seen Planet Prince 2021 yet, but we've had his reveal for President Tanuki, and
that's right.
and a great god. It's like a riff on like.
Is that the one with the robot?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
But it's got some kaiju in it too. We've had a trailer release for that. We had, what was the SRS one? Not the horror one we're going to talk about, but the one with the Native American kaiju. That was
Uktena.
Uktena.
Yeah, that one.
The horned monstrosity.
Yeah, that's it.
I haven't heard anything about that, but I decided to stop buying the non-Japanese kaiju films SRS was releasing.
I don't know. I've heard good things about Uktena. I've heard it's fun for what it is, but it's still what it is, you know.
Right, but nothing can compete with Dragon Lizard Lord.
Yes.
Oh my god!
First on-screen appearance of Bagan, truly magnificent.
Dear God!
I will watch that.
I hate that.
I'm not paying for it, but I will watch it when it comes to Tubi.
I am of the same opinion. I will refuse to watch it unless I watch it for free. I'm not paying for that. I am not paying for that. When we do an episode on it, I actually, a friend of mine messaged me, was like, you need to watch this movie. I'm like, no. He's like, if I send you a file, will you watch? I'm like, probably not. Dude, you need to watch this. This is the room of kaiju films. I'm like,
I think I know who you're talking about.
there is no way you're going to get me to watch this movie. Like,
yeah, it
looks...
If it's who I think you're talking about, then yeah, they sent me DMs about it as well.
Yeah, it was like, no, I am not watching this. There is no way this film, this flick is this deep.
Damn, you've degraded it.
Conceptual masterpiece. There is no way.
You know what the sad part is? If we wait for Tubi though, we won't have access to the DVD commentary.
That is true. Maybe if the commentary is on the DVD. Oh dear God. Yeah, no. Like, what? Oh my God. Sorry. What the hell is this movie? I'm sorry. I can't.
It's cinema. It's cinema. Okay.
It is not cinema. There is no way this is cinema.
There is everything about it is cinema. You just don't understand movies, bro. Honestly, I don't know what it is about you. You just
okay. Wow. Hang on.
You just can't appreciate true cinema. Tap.
Okay, Martin. Whatever you say. I think this third monster is getting to me because I feel my heart rate going.
Get back to your silly Marvel movies.
Oh, I will, mister. Jesus Christ. But sorry, I gotta recalibrate because that Dragon
Fair
Lizard
enough,
Lord
honestly.
Super Monsters, like
It's a whole. It's just it's
I'll tell
words
you
can't
what.
describe it.
If somebody wants to PayPal me
Yes,
$5, we will do an episode. I'll do an episode on it, but you got to pay me.
I'll chip in 5 cents.
Great, thanks so much, Rex.
You're welcome.
But we've also had. I'm going to move on from that now. We've also had the announcement.
We don't want to dedicate this episode to it. Oh, what the hell?
No. We also had Turning Red, which apparently has a kaiju homage to it.
Oh yeah, that's right. I haven't seen that, but I've heard really good things about it from some people.
Yeah, I have too. Netflix released Ultraman Season 2, Pacific Rim: The Black Season 2,
Oh, that's right.
and The Sea Beast.
Yeah, those have all just not that they're bad. They just all kind of came and
Yeah,
went.
they kind of went. Yeah,
I mean, that
yeah,
happened with
it was-
that happened with the first season of Pacific Rim, where it happened, and it was talked about for like a day or two, and then I never saw it being mentioned again.
yeah.
Until like
honestly,
season 2 was like revealed.
It honestly feels like the Netflix stuff does. Like, then again, I think people just don't care about Pacific Rim anymore.
Like,
be
yeah, like
honest.
people, there's definitely people watching it, but it's just not staying in. It's just
The public eye.
yeah, it's just not staying in our
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah, and they also Netflix announced Super Robot Brothers.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What is it's obviously a riff on Japanese super robot stuff.
Yeah.
I immediately thought of Super Robot Red Baron.
Yeah,
because-
yeah. The red robot looks.
yeah. Which I need to watch that. I started episode 1, but I never finished it.
Damn.
But
Okay.
it definitely just screams that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll watch that show. I like the art style. The humor just doesn't seem for me, you know.
Yeah, and like I don't know, this might be me just getting old and grumpy, but like
I mean, we're not the target audience, really.
yeah, and like I don't know what it is, but since I've gone on my tokusatsu journey, my appreciation for Western cinema has greatly diminished. And like the idea of Japanese influenced cinema in America that doesn't get Japanese cinema besides campy, crazy, funny drives me up the wall.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the campy, crazy, funny sort of thing. Like
Yeah.
I enjoy like seeing these homages, but like I don't know. It just depends on how the movie executes it. Like Psycho Gorman, I think is really fun.
Yeah.
Psycho Gorman has some homages, not necessarily just to like Tokusatsu, but the Tokusatsu influence is definitely there.
Right.
You can definitely
and,
see like Guyver and I think the director
Sentai.
Referenced Godzilla 2000 as being influenced.
Yeah. I think he said that in an interview with our friends over at Flesh Wound Features.
Oh, really?
Mike, who's a good friend of both of ours, I know talked about that with us. And then like Turning Red had a apparently really good kaiju homage.
Yeah, I've only seen a screenshot from it.
Likewise. And then I also recently watched Big Hero 6, which is really Japanese influenced.
Yeah. I mean, isn't it set in Tokyo? I haven't seen it since it came out.
Tokyo. It was set in San Fran, Tokyo.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. They combined the two. Yeah, because he flies across the Golden Gate Bridge.
I will say it was slightly annoying because at some points it was like, this isn't really... I don't know, it felt weird. especially when you look and you see there's not many Japanese creatives on the film. But like it was decent.
I found it crazy, like when a couple years ago I realized it was based on a Marvel comic,
See, I was surprised by that too.
and then I saw what Baymax originally looked like, and I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah. We also have the Netflix Ultraman coming out, the movie.
Oh yeah, they say reveal the image from
Still
that.
from it.
Yeah. I'm curious. Is that actually what the art style is going to look like? Because if so, I'm interested.
I don't know. I'm still not sold on it. I mean, I still have to watch Spider-Verse because everybody's saying it looks like Spider-Verse.
I feel the super robot, the robot show definitely is sort of going for that art style. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's quite as refined. Like it doesn't have as many of like the small details that Spider-Verse has, but it's definitely going for that look.
Spider-Verse took like 4 years to make.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, I know.
And Netflix isn't going to pay that much for an animated show. Yeah. Said, "Oh, we're done paying for stuff like that and tentpole movies. We're going to start spending more money on things."
I mean, to be fair, the last season was quite good.
I haven't watched past season 1, so I couldn't tell you anything. And then we also have Spider-Verse 2, which will have Toei Spider-Man, which will be exciting. I cannot wait.
I'm curious I hope he's in part 1. I hope he is.
Oh, that's right. It's 2 parts. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He needs. Yeah, they've been hyping him up so much. He needs to be in both parts.
Yeah, I will be severely disappointed if he is not in part 1.
And if Leopardon isn't in it, I'm
rioting. Yeah,
you can't. Or
Sony,
I wonder if they'll call him. I wonder if they'll call him Leopardon, Leopardon, or Marveler, because you've got those 3 different pronunciations.
I mean, any of them works for me, you know.
Yeah, it's just
I'm not a big stickler for like that,
right?
Because I butchered too many pronunciations, anyways.
Right. We also have the announcement of Kamen Rider Kuga coming to Blu-ray.
Oh yeah,
which is fun, and 5
Men. Yeah, and 5 Men.
Which means Shout is going back and working with Toei, and
a pleasant surprise.
It's now. We're going back to the stuff that wasn't supposed to be Power Rangers. So now we've got 2 of the seasons prior to Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Which is exciting. And I'm so I hope that Shout keeps working with Toei, and I hope they start doing more. And not just like one a year.
Yeah.
Because 01 did exceptionally well, and I'm surprised it's taken.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's taken them a surprisingly long time.
Right, and I know they tried to get the original Kamen Rider in the past, but the price for it was too high.
Yeah.
But I hope now they can work with Toei and get that. It'll have to be 2 boxes.
I mean, Kuga's a good. It's a good sign for the future.
Yeah,
that now we've got Kuga coming on Blu-ray. Given that has been on streaming for how long? Like a year or 2?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
And then of course we've got the Kamen Rider movies coming from Media Blasters.
Oh, and Kamen Rider Black Sun coming to Prime.
And the anime is going to be on Crunchyroll, I think.
Yeah, I mean it premiered. It premiered like what was it, last week? Like the first 2 episodes. The first 2 episodes. They were shown at the Anime Con. The one that Shout and what's it called? Ultraman Connection went to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then Decker, speaking of Ultraman Connection, Decker just premiered.
I actually saw that.
I've heard mixed stuff.
It's all right. I don't know. It's just the start of another Ultraman show. I guess it's fine.
I heard it was better than Trigger.
Yeah, yeah. I'll say that the suit design is more unique, since to my understanding, it's a mostly original kaiju that is. Whereas in Trigger, the first kaiju in that was a combination of the first two monsters from Tiga.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a decent episode. I'm interested to see more, but I'm not raving about it.
Right, right. And then we've had Dawn Brothers, the Sentai show, and Kamen Rider Revis.
Yeah.
We've had those
Shout
two
out
shows
to
going.
Ken Kasugi for being a Toku legend now.
Yeah, I was going to say we also have the Dawn Brothers movie and the Revis movie, which features him, who has been in Sentai, Ultraman. Right, he was in one of the Ultraman shows.
Yeah, he was Ultraman powered.
Yeah, he was Kazama in Final Wars, and now he's playing an evil writer.
Yeah,
from my understanding.
Yeah, to my understanding, he's the antagonist.
So all he's missing now is a Metal Heroes
and a Garo.
And a Garo, and the man is literally the Thanos. He's gonna be Shinji Hideaki.
2 more stones left.
Yeah. Which is exciting, and I can't wait.
I mean, I don't think Anno or Higuchi would really go for Garo. Metal Heroes, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think they're doing Kamen Rider. I could see them doing a Sentai.
Oh yeah, I can see them doing Sentai.
But then again, I was kind of hoping we would transition into this, and I think this is a good way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Anno's opinion on Shin Ultraman really makes me doubt some of his future endeavors.
I mean, well, the thing is, Anno isn't the director, to be fair.
Of Shin Ultraman.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised how negative he was.
I mean, that just sounds... I don't think it's surprising, because Anno's very negative on his works. He does not like... He doesn't really like his movies.
I mean, I can relate to him. I don't like the stuff that I do.
But yeah, because he's talked in the past a lot of the things he doesn't like about what he did with Evangelion. I mean,
he redid
much
it
the whole point
times.
of the rebuild films, So
yeah,
it doesn't surprise me. And yeah, I'm interested to see how Shin Kamen Rider and his future projects turn out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious to see Shin Ultraman too. There's definitely flaws there. There is one major one with the visual effects that you will be mad about if you haven't seen it already.
Which I haven't.
All right, I won't say what it was, but you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it.
I can't wait to come on here and you'll be like, shut up. But it's horrible. Shut up. But it sucks.
I mean, I agree. It is horrible.
Oh, great. So we'll both complain.
Yeah, it's like the rest of what I've seen looks mostly fine. Not perfect. Obviously, it's not as good at looking as Shin Godzilla, but like, I'm fine with most of the rest of it. Mostly, Yeah. This is the one thing where I'm like, yikes!
Gotcha.
How did this? Where did the budget go? Where did the time go? Since they delayed it multiple times.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I heard that there was production specifically in post.
Yeah,
there were a lot of issues.
Oh yeah, and it didn't help that as
COVID-19 happened.
COVID and how they planned. I don't think it's not really a spoiler, but yeah. I would say, just in case. It's not really a
Okay.
spoiler.
It's just, I take it there was stuff that happened that just, like, the plans just kind of fell through.
Well, I mean, design changes too, with like
Gotcha.
Muanga and Gabora.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Now, continuing with the whole Shin thing, one thing that sold me on Shin Kamen Rider.
Let me guess.
You already know. You already know.
Let me guess.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Shinya Tsukamoto.
Oh, I'm so excited. When I saw him in the trailer, I paused. I was like, wait a minute. Did I just see who I think I saw? And I rewound. I was like, oh, they brought him back. I'm so happy. Shinya Tsukamoto is probably one of my favorite actors and directors from Japan. I would love if G-Fest could get him as a special guest.
That would be really cool.
Oh my god.
That would be really cool.
He is probably my favorite, like, 90s Toku director.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, I completely forgot. Earlier I was thinking of watching Tetsuo tonight. I might see if I can still do that, but I don't know.
You should. It's I showed my friend. I showed my best friend Tetsuo the Iron Man.
What they think.
So he was like, what am I watching? When they got to a certain scene where everybody's like, what the heck am I watching? You'll know what I'm talking about. He was like, I don't know what you're showing me, but I don't know if I like this. And I was like, just keep watching. And like, he was like, I don't know what this was. Can you explain to me what happened? And I did. And he was like, and you like this? And I was like, yes, this is one of the greatest films I've ever seen. He's like, okay. You're never showing me another movie again. But you know what? It's fine. I got to see his reaction. And I am determined that every person that comes into my life is going to have to watch. Yes. Yes. My love is undone. I love that film. I think if I ever become a film director,
you see, this is no longer the Kaiju Conversation podcast. This is the Tetsuo the Iron Man podcast. The Shinya Tsukamoto podcast.
We should do, I think for episode 50, we should do Tetsuo the Iron Man. We might do that.
I mean, we could alternatively do it in October, too.
We could. But I love that film. If they ever ask me, like, Elijah, what would you say your top 5 films are? Tetsuo the Iron Man is going to be like top 3. I'm going to be like, okay, if you haven't, you need to watch this. It is peak cinema.
You can't understand true cinema if you have not seen Tetsuo the Iron Man.
Exactly. And like, I don't know. It is the way. I listened to I'm not going to name names because I don't want people upset at me. I was listening to a YouTube video where they were talking about Tetsuo the Iron Man.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be kind of this watch-along thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I got so annoyed because all they kept doing... This is how personal this movie is to me. They kept laughing at it and like saying, what am I watching? And I was like, I swear to God, if you people do not respect this film, I will jump through this screen and punch you in the face.
I think it might be a bit of a degenerate, Elijah. I don't know.
I love it. It's just... It is probably... If true love exists, I have true love for that movie. I have never watched a film and sat and contemplated my entire life after it, besides Tetsuo the Iron Man.
Damn, not even End of Eva?
No. End of Eva, I was like, I hate my life. Tetsuo the Iron Man.
I mean, that's a reasonable reaction, to be fair.
Yeah. Tetsuo the Iron Man, though, I was like, my view on cinema has forever changed. And like, I showed one of my other friends Megatron. That's the opening track to it from Shu Ishikawa, and I was like, I love this. This is called industrial music, and it's from Japan. And I played it for them, and they're like, "This is actually really good."
Mm.
The soundtrack is astonishing.
I need to watch.
This is just
I need to watch Tsukamoto films in general.
yes.
Actually,
Another good one was Tokyo Fist. That was pretty
I've
good.
heard great things about Tokyo Fist. And
And I want to watch Fire on the Plains.
yeah, earlier today actually, I was like just reading up on like some Japanese films, and I found out that apparently Tsukamoto directed and starred in a film with the lead actor of Shin Kamen Rider just a couple years ago. Or
Really?
yeah, I think it's called Killing. I think that's the title.
Oh, The Killing? Oh, that's in my box that I have.
Yeah,
Huh. I'll have to watch that.
yeah. Apparently, it's really good. I don't know what it's about, but I'm fine with leaving it that way until I see it.
Fair.
You know,
That's fair.
that's kind of just
I know
how I
it.
roll.
I also watched, I think it was a Takashi Shimizu directed film called Merbito, and Tsukamoto is the lead actor.
Oh
for
yeah,
that.
I watched a Takashi Shimizu film called Homunculus.
Howling Village.
Oh, not that. I haven't seen that yet. I do want to watch
Oh.
that. But
Yeah.
I watched a film of his that's on Netflix called Homunculus. How the hell do you pronounce it? Homunculus. It's like an adaptation of manga.
Mm-hmm.
It's there's some interesting scenes. One in particular that is not very G-rated. That's a little very questionable. But like most of the first half of the movie, I really enjoyed. I found interesting. Second half, I wasn't grasped as much, but I didn't particularly dislike it either. You know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a horror movie, but it has horror elements in it. There's a bit of a robot in it, sort of. Like not really, but like sort of.
I see.
Apparently, it's a terrible adaptation, but oh well.
Well, speaking of adaptations, one I enjoyed watching was Takashi Miike's As the Gods Will.
Mhm.
That one was pretty fun.
Oh, there was a
Very violent.
Oh, there was a Miike film I was meaning to watch. I forgot what it was called. First Love. That's what I've been meaning to watch.
Oh yeah, didn't that come out in 2019?
Yeah,
That's one of
yeah,
his more recent ones.
yeah. But I see the DVD all the time.
Mhm.
And I've
It
been
looks
meaning
cool.
to get it. I like the cover. I have no clue what it's about, but I just like the cover.
I do too. That and people keep getting on to me that I need to watch Audition and Ichi the Killer.
Yeah, I need to watch those too. I've heard good
But,
things
like,
about them.
I kind of want to hold off until like I watch his like I've seen everything but his most famous stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. I kind of
Mhm.
like yeah, I mean I've seen One Missed Call.
Yeah.
But like Blade of the Immortal I thought was great. As the Gods Will I enjoyed a lot. Dead or Alive, the first and that the soundtrack for that was done by Chu Ishikawa, Tetsuo the Iron Man's.
I really want to
composer.
watch Dead or Alive. I've heard some really fun things about it.
The first 3 minutes of that movie, I adore.
I hear it's pretty wild.
It's wild, but it is undoubtedly Miike, and I am all for it.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized that we have gone on now for almost an hour.
Yeah,
about
I noticed
Kaiju
that earlier.
Conversation.
God help me.
It's
It's
yeah, we were conversation for the first half, and now we are like all over the place. We are like Miike, Shimizu, Ano, Higuchi, Godzilla, Ultraman, Kamen Rider, we are like all over the place, and I'm so happy
Yeah.
because like This kind of represents the fact that
Hopefully, our
we will
audience at
do
least know of a couple of these things.
yeah, and like if they don't,
Oh well, just Google it.
I hope this is a good introduction because what I want to do is I want to talk about all this stuff.
Yeah.
I want to do an episode on Dead or Alive. I want to do an episode on Tetsuo the Iron Man, on Zerom, on...
I mean, there's a lot more to Tokusatsu than just kaiju and Kyodai heroes and all that. So
Exactly. And like Blade of the Immortal,
like
I love that film. That was great.
Yeah, that was a solid film. I quite enjoyed it.
The first opening to that reminded me of Akira Kurosawa's
Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention as well. I watched Versus Ryuhei Kitamura's.
Yes. I love that movie.
That was amazing.
Taksuguchi and Ryuhei Kitamura. I love Kitamura's style. I just realized I am just like...
I love that Taksuguchi's the fashion style of Taksuguchi's character carried over into Final Wars. I love that.
It really did. I just realized that like this whole time I've been like, I love this. This is great. Like I am not being my critical. Like I'm just like gushing.
But to be fair, we haven't been talking about Godzilla.
I think I'm mostly a Godzilla fan, but I think I hate on Godzilla more than anything else.
I mean, hey, it's out of passion, you know?
It is. But yeah, no, hopefully this gets you an idea of like we will talk about anything kaiju or tokusatsu.
Like we love Godzilla and Ultraman and all that, but we also love to branch out.
There's more than that, and for me, my background for doing the podcast, and I don't know if this is the same for Rex, but like for me, the podcast is a story of my journey through tokusatsu because I started as just a Godzilla fan who also liked Gamera, watched a little bit of Ultraman, like, oh, giant monster movies, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was like kaiju movies, and then it was henshin, and now it's tokusatsu, and I am here to talk about all of it.
Mm-hmm. You see, for me, it doesn't just limit itself to tokusatsu. Like I've just been getting into more types of movies in general. Like I actually started watching Jackie Chan movies very recently. So now I've seen the first Police Story, which is amazing. If you have not seen that, go do it.
I have not.
You gotta. It's so good. Some of it, like the whole like opening sequence, like the first 15-ish minutes of the movie, the stunt work in that sequence is absolutely insane. Like Jesus, wow,
Yeah. See, I've watched so much Asian cult cinema, but I've never watched like Hong Kong or Chinese action, which is kind of surprising.
Well, outside of Inframan.
Right. Inframan is like the extent of what I've watched.
Yeah.
And when I tell people that, they look at me like, you love Japanese horror, you love Japanese science fiction, you watch giant monster movies, you talk about Asian cinema all the time, but you haven't watched any kung fu flicks?
Mm.
And it's like, yeah, I have not gotten to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, for me, I've only seen like Police Story and like a couple others so far. I have like a couple Bruce Lee movies recorded on my TV, but I haven't gotten around to watching them.
Right. I've thought about getting the Shaw Brothers box set.
Yeah.
Just to watch some of those. But I'm waiting for like the standard edition because I don't need the big box set.
Yeah.
I wish I had.
I need to watch Mighty Peking Man sometime.
Yes, you do. Um. Oh, and the last, I'm gonna jump back here, and then we can start wrapping things up because we've been going for quite a while.
Yeah.
Uh, we also recently got a shocking announcement from SRS Cinema that they got the rights to Space Monster Wamagwe.
A very pleasant surprise, given it was only like what, like 2 or 3 years ago, where it became known that it was not lost.
Yeah, and then we also got through our friends at Kaiju Transmissions that Ron Bonk had already tried to get it and was denied,
Yeah.
but he was able to make it happen. And I'm excited for the release. I cannot wait for it to come out. I'm sure you're in the same opinion.
Yeah. it's
But
pretty exciting.
it'll be fun. I cannot wait. This will be the release of the second Korean kaiju film ever. And, I love Reptilian. War of the God Monsters is really cool. I can talk about Young Gary, the host, D-Wars. To get this film is really exciting because now we have another addition to the Korean collection.
Yeah.
And it's really nice that we are getting this now. This is something that I don't think anybody had on their kaiju bingo boards for this, but we've got it now.
Well, I certainly didn't think it would happen after whenever we heard that they tried and weren't able to get it.
Yeah.
But what do you know? A bit of patience and holding out hope.
A lot of luck.
Off.
Yeah.
Every now and again.
There was something else that I also recently found out that The War in Space and Degaro versus Goliath are getting Blu-ray releases in Japan. So maybe Discotech or Media Blasters or Arrow or somebody like that could get those and release them for us. That would be fun, and I would be really happy. I know some people don't like Media Blasters. I don't know why. They've done a really good job lately. But it's exciting that they're getting releases in Japan. I know Toho has been releasing a ton of their Toku on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So
with mixed reception to the transfer quality.
Yeah, but at least they're putting them out.
And it's better than nothing. It's
exactly.
But like, still, it's a shame that like Rodan, for example, apparently the Laserdisc, color-wise, the Laserdisc version of the film looks better, is a better quality transfer technically.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
Whereas the modern transfer is just brown.
It is what it is, and now I think it's more likely we'll get them than ever.
Mm-hmm.
So before we continue carrying on, I think this is a good stopping point. I think people get the idea for what we can bring to the table and what we can do.
Otherwise, we'll be keeping them here for about 2-3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, this is we can continue and go on for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think now is the perfect time to link ourselves and then sign us off. So Rex, if you want to go ahead, tell the fine people where they can find you.
All right. Well, I'm Rex Xeno. You can find me on YouTube, Rex space Xeno, Twitter, Rex_Xenomorph, Instagram, Rex_Xeno. I write on TokenNet, and that's more or less all that I can think of off the top of my head. And of course, I'm in the KC Discord.
Awesome. I'm Elijah. You can find me on Twitter at ET13Productions or at eThomas1975. You can find me on YouTube at ET13Productions, on Instagram at ET13Productions, and I think that's all of my socials. I mean, if you find my other like personal stuff, I mean, if you want to give that a follow, you can. I'm not going to link it, but you can. Um, but as for the podcast, don't forget to write us a review on iTunes. That boosts our ratings and helps us get recommended to more people just like you. We have been review bombed, and we have a lot of 1 stars. If you guys could go leave us a 5-star on Apple Podcasts, that would be great. I would really appreciate it. If you don't have an Apple device, which I don't blame you, I don't, you can review us on Spotify now. Or you can tweet us and follow us on Twitter at KAIJU_CONVERS. If you don't have Twitter, you can follow us on Instagram or like us on Facebook. Or if you're like me before podcasting and you don't have social media, lucky you, you can email us at kaijuconversation@gmail.com. All lowercase, all one word, you know the drill. If you leave us a review, we'll read it on air for everybody to hear, and we greatly appreciate your feedback. And like I said, if you could help us get the review bombs out, that would be great. I think we're more than a 2.2. I think we're like a 3.5, but that's just me. We also have merchandise on a Teespring store. It's just our logo. Eventually, we'll get something else on there if you want to. If you'd like to chat with me,
anyways.
Huh? I mean, yeah, feel free. I need to get one. I should have got one for G-Fest, but I didn't. Oh, I forgot to mention, I write for Kaiju Ramen Magazine and Kaiju Ramen Media. You can. I did, but you can go to kaijuramenmedia.com and see my articles, and purchase some issues on either a PDF or a physical copy, and you can read my articles there. If you'd like to chat with me or Rex or others with similar interests, please join our Discord server. It's a really awesome community. There's great people there, tons of conversations about kaiju and tokusatsu, and, we have voice chats, we've got text chats. We just have a lot of fun there. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you can be notified anytime we upload something. Our bloopers go there. Sometimes we have like bonus little chats there. Our past episodes will be there. So, so there's some stuff going on there. Rex, do you have anything else you want to say?
No, really, no.
Awesome. Well, in that case, we'll go ahead and wrap things up here. Thank you guys so much for listening. It's great to be back. I'm excited. We're going to have stuff coming out monthly. We're going to be coming back. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see what we do.
The boys are back in town.
The boys are back in town. So thank you guys so much for listening, and please remember, life's too short to not talk big.